ready for true happiness, for deep fulfillment, for feeling alive, on purpose, and in control of your life again? It's time to be the bold, brilliant, beautiful woman you were born to be. Welcome to the PurposeGirl podcast. I'm women's happiness and life purpose expert Karen Rockkind, and I'm going to teach you how to live on purpose, feel alive, and be happy in every aspect of life. I'm going to get real about my life and interview women who are living on purpose so that you can finally live yours. Welcome to the show. Hello, loves, and welcome to this episode of the PurposeGirl podcast. So I have a confession. As much as I speak my voice every day here on the PurposeGirl podcast and through Facebook Lives and as a speaker all over the world, the truth is that I do this because I've actually always struggled to speak my voice. When I was a little girl, I literally was almost silent. I would be mute. And I have an older brother and I have an older sister, and they were constantly telling me what to do, constantly telling me how to do things. And I would get to the dinner table at night, and my brother is like very loud. He's now a criminal defense attorney and on TV all the time. And my dad is loud and opinionated and everybody's loud. And here I was the youngest. And I remember one night, my brother was just talking and talking and talking about himself. And I was like getting so hot and so heated. And I turned to him and I said, I want to talk. I want to talk. And he whips his head around at me. He looks me up and down and he said, so talk. And then I had nothing to say. It was like literally my mind went blank. My body suspended. I had nothing. And from then on, I didn't say a word at the dinner table until I was an adult. And as an adult, when I started going to therapy and working on myself and saying, what's going on with me? How do I live the life I want to live? I realized how I had kept myself silent and how much I wanted to be speaking my voice. And it is critical right now that every woman is in tune with her voice and is speaking it loudly, is out there really being a leader, whether it's a leader of your family, it's a leader in your partnership, it's a leader at work, it's a leader with your friends. This is what is needed now. And my guest today is the perfect person to help us discover our voice and speak it, sing it loudly and proudly. She teaches women, and now men, we'll talk about that, how to be rock stars in their own life using their voice. So let me introduce you to one of my dearest sister goddesses, Megan Jo Wilson. Megan has been a certified professional coactive life coach for 15 years. She is the founder and creative director of Rockstar Camp for women. I mean, Rockstar Camp, how fun is that? In beautiful Portland, Maine. She's published 2 books last year, both available on Amazon. And of course, we have the links in the show notes. And she has a free download, Who the Fuck Am I to Be a Coach? A Warrior's Guide to Building a Wildly Successful Coaching Business from the Inside and Out. And the other one is Who the Fuck Am I to Be a Rock Star? How to Stop Hiding and Start Rocking Your Coaching Business Like a Boss. She can be found on Facebook, Instagram, of course, her website, rockstarcamp.live, and we have all those links in the show notes. And she is just a woman who inspires me. I love her dearly. She writes like no one's business. I'm like salivating at everything that she ever writes. Megan, welcome to the PurposeGirl podcast.
Oh, thank you for that gorgeous welcome, my sister, Karen.
It is so my honor. You are someone, we've been in a women's program together for 2 years, and we've had this love affair without really even like getting to spend actual time together. We just had like this love affair. And I was like, you have to be on my podcast because I love you and I need everybody else to know you.
Well, it's an honor to be here. And I feel the same way about you. It's almost like, when you're dancing and it's a big club and you see like a woman dancing on the other side of the dance floor, and you just see her and you're like, yes, I like your moves. I like your moves.
Yes.
That's what we've been doing. Like,
yes, I totally.
More moves make my dance better. And it's like so inspiring. So yeah, joining courses just feels so yummy.
I love that. So Megan, you have Rockstar Camp. And I want to back up to what even led you to do work for women to become rock stars.
Well, your story is so perfect the story that you shared says it all, right? Because one of my favorite research questions since building this experience is, when did your voice get shut down? And I haven't met a woman yet who said, voice shut down? Why, what do you mean?
Yeah.
In fact, they almost immediately have a very specific moment, like that moment you had at the dinner table.
Yeah.
Or the moment where the choir teacher said you should go play trumpet. Or the moment where the boyfriend said, you're so annoying, you're too loud, you're too much. Or right, there's all of these moments where often when we're very young, that we have a trauma that shuts our voice down.
Yeah. And it is traumatic.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's like each example you gave, I could feel it in my own body. And, as if it was happening to me all over again, or in any of those circumstances, it is traumatic. Sometimes we think of trauma as, physical abuse or sexual trauma, but someone saying to you, you're too loud, you're too much, or what happened with my brother, it absolutely, it shuts our whole body down. I'm thinking of one of my coaching clients, she was all into like rainbows and unicorns and all of this, and was told, like, tone it down, girl.
Totally.
Right.
Totally.
So, and as you said, every woman has a story like this.
Right. And I have a story like that. Right. I have actually many, many stories like that. And I am a person, actually, I believe we all come into the world screaming and singing. We do, in fact. We come into the world vocalizing.
Wow.
And I haven't met a child yet under the age of 5 who, if you say, let's sing Wheels on the Bus, they say, oh, no, I can't sing.
Oh my gosh. You are so right. You are so right.
Right?
I'm always thinking of how, as 5-year-olds, we danced without caring if we had any moves.
Right.
But I hadn't thought about this with singing. No one, when we're young, we don't care if we have a good voice. We don't even know. We just love it. Yes.
You just love it. You just sing. You just sing with wild abandon. Kids are where it's at, right? They feel emotions, move their bodies, sing, express what they need, let tantrums come through. They really are masterful at life. And so I came into the world screaming and singing, and I came into the world with a gifting of singing and hearing music, meaning I just am able to hear notes and sing without trying. Like some people are just able to have good pitch and things like that.
Wow.
And I loved singing, and I found great freedom in singing. And the older I got, and then as I became a coach and started doing personal growth work, the more I noticed, wow, when I'm on stage and in performance, musician, singer mode, I give myself full permission to express through my voice. And it's one of the most ecstatic sensations of my life. And when I step off stage, I can immediately shut down again.
Oh, I so know what you're talking about.
Right?
Right. For me, it's when I speak, doing all the motivational speaking I do. It's like so alive and so big and feels so powerful.
Yeah.
And then the smallest thing off stage can make us shrink.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And the small, and so here are the places. Well, let me say first. So then I started getting curious about, what if I bring that permission of the performer, of the artist, of the rock star, the archetype of the rock star, she who is bold, loud, sexy, emotional, takes up space, demanding, loves applause, expects applause, soaks up applause, loves to be watched, loves to be seen, loves to be adored. Right? Like most of us, that is not our normal.
Yeah, you just got me so excited just hearing you say that, because going back to our young self, that is what we wanted, right? We wanted everyone to just be an audience for us.
Yeah, mommy, watch what I can do. Watch what I can do. And if you watch kids, because I have a 6-year-old, she's starting to grow out of it because the world is squeezing it out of her. It's heartbreaking to watch. Right at that age, but 5 and younger, 6 even, we express ourselves and love to encourage each other. Oh, good jump. Love your skirt. Look at me. Watch me stand. Wow, that's so cool. You're so good at that. Our natural state is free expression.
Is rock star.
And is rock star.
Yeah, our natural state. I mean, I'm listening to you and I'm like, yeah, our natural state is to be a rock star. That's how we came out of the womb.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally. And then we have these experiences where it gets shut down. And I certainly had lots of those experiences in my work life, in my relationship life, in my sex life, in my money life, where it's just like smaller. And then as an entrepreneur, which are many of the people who come to Rockstar Camp, not all, but many of them are women who want to lead a beautiful, powerful business. And when it comes to the point where no one can hire you if they can't see you, so you must go be seen and heard. And by the way, you must go be seen and heard as an expert. There's a paralyzation that is so visceral. It's so visceral, so debilitating because it feels dangerous. It actually feels life-threatening.
Right. Because and this is something I have to get over all the time, right? To be visible and put myself out there. If I put myself out and I say, look at what I can do for you, look at my talents, then I might face rejection. It's almost like, that biggest.
You will.
Right. You will. Thank you. Actually, yeah, redo. You will. We do. I do. And I know you do, even though I can't imagine anyone rejecting you. But yes, all day. I mean, it happens to us. And that fear of rejection is really a fear of not being loved, right? Not being accepted. Right. Yeah. And so we hold ourselves back from being the rock star in our life, is what I'm hearing you say.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So when I started playing with, what if I bring the archetype, this part of myself, the rock star, into my business, into my relationships, into my family dynamic? I too am the youngest of 5 of a loud, opinionated, fascinating group of human beings. And my role as youngest growing up was quietly observing. And so what if I bring my rock star who has lots to say and assumes you'll want to hear it to Thanksgiving dinner? Well, it's much more fun for me.
Yes. It's much more fun. It's more empowering. It's more, you can be filled with pride. Turned on, right? And you can be proud of yourself instead of walking away like, oh, I played small again. Oh, I didn't talk, about what I wanted to. Right. You can feel proud of yourself. Yeah, this is so good.
That's it. I can feel proud of myself. And that's what is so cool about this, because when we have an experience of rejection and I still love myself, of disapproval or other people having all of their opinions that they get to have, and I still get to think I'm divine, diva, worthy of being adored by myself, you are unstoppable. And plus you just feel better.
Yes. Yes. You just feel better, and it means you'll get back up.
Right.
And this is the thing, whether you're listening and you're an entrepreneur or you're within an organization and you've been holding yourself back from asking for a promotion, or you're in a relationship and you're not sharing with your partner what you need or want. I mean, there's a million things, or not saying no to your kids. I mean, there's a million ways that we don't speak our voice. That the more you can put yourself out, receive rejection, and still go, and I'm a rock star, you will keep getting back up and you will keep going for what you want, and therefore you will get what you want.
So true.
Wow.
It's a different result.
Yeah. So here you were a coach. You've had this experience of being a singer and a rock star, and you were like, this epiphany, wait a minute, this could actually help. If women took the stage, they could actually get over their fear of visibility and go for it. And is that when you created Rockstar Camp?
Yeah, it was actually one of the moments that sparked it was after a big holiday concert that I had done with a band that I front. It's a big 20-piece big band that I
So cool.
Sing with. And after the concert, for the millionth time, this happens all the time, a woman came up to me with like longing in her eyes and said, as I've heard so many times, I would give anything to be able to do that, to be able to sing in the spotlight like that with such freedom and such confidence. And there was something about the way she said it, even though I've heard that so many times, it was like the I would give anything part.
Yeah.
And I said, honestly, I could make that happen for you. Like something clicked and I realized I could literally make that happen for her, not just with the coaching. Like I know exactly how to coach you. I know exactly how to give you some vocal tips, some breathing tips, some mindset tips, and I can pull together the band, the venue, the hair, the makeup, the photographer in 24 hours.
Like everything in your life has led to this experience, which is what I always believe about purpose. We're given everything exactly as we need, right? The singing, you have all the context, you have the coaching experience and brilliance. And so here you were. And so did you help her?
You know, I don't even remember who it was.
Oh, but you've helped so many women since then. She was the angel who came in. It's just that she gave you your epiphany that you can do this.
Yeah. And to tell you the truth, I went home that night. I wrote down all the things and I had thought about this for a long time. I knew there was a connection between leadership and performance, but suddenly I saw the format, the curriculum.
Mm-hmm.
And my originally I thought it would be mixed gender because I had men who had expressed interest in singing and I had women who had expressed, and so I thought it'll be mixed gender like all of my coaching workshops. And then I realized even before our work with School of Womanly Arts, before I had taken a single class with them, I realized this curriculum will look very different if it's a group of women. If we're talking about voice and being seen and heard and throat chakra and being in a spotlight and taking up space and being outrageous, it was like, wow, the curriculum is not only different, it's, it just gave me all the shivers.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm getting them as you talk. The curriculum may even be similar, but I don't know, I'm not you, but what I've experienced, because I've had men ask if they could come to my retreats. And, a beautiful man who's gay emailed me and he said, I'm gay. Like, is that okay? And I'm like, no, because it's not about your sexual preference. It's about how do we as women, what's the trauma in our bodies around being around men? And that we need to be able to feel free. Every woman who comes needs to feel free that she can express, that she can go through the pain and then sing in front of a guy, for you, not for me. In my case would be, and then speak her voice in front of a guy, live her purpose in front of a guy. But that experience has to be with women. Yes.
Yeah. And with the men I'm working with in the current cohort, the curriculum is the same.
Yeah.
The tools are the same, but the conversation is very different. So I'm sort of saying, here's what I know about what this means to women. What does it mean for you? And we are awakening the feminine in all wherever your shell
and everybody.
The feminine wants to be expressed.
So you do Rockstar Camp for women.
Yeah.
And then now you're doing Rockstar Camp for men for the first time.
For the first time ever.
Wow. So take us through an experience. Maybe it is someone who's come to Rockstar Camp, one of your clients. What is the shift from someone who feels like they don't have the voice and then they get on stage? I mean, because when I first heard about Rockstar Camp, I thought, well, that's not for me because, girlfriend, I literally cannot carry a tune. Literally, like, let's sing Wheels on the Bus right now and you will hear that I cannot carry a tune.
Do it.
Are we going to sing Wheels on the Bus?
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
And before we go, see if you can find the pleasure of singing Wheels on the Bus. Yeah. See if you can find the pleasure.
Okay, so everyone knows what I'm doing. I'm like moving my body in a little dance.
Yeah.
I'm like circling my hips. And really, when you said the pleasure of wheels on the bus, I'm actually like, now I'm jumping up and down a little bit because, and my eyes are closed so that I'm not looking when I record these podcasts, everybody, I'm on screen and can see my guest, but even though you only hear the audio. So I'm not looking at Megan. I'm just in my own body. And I'm picturing myself literally on the bus when I was 5
Yes.
and when I was 6. And I was so excited and I'm on the bus. Okay. So I can sing with you now. Ready?
Okay.
Okay. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels
on the
bus go round and round all through the town.
Yes!
Yay! I'm so sorry you all had to hear that, but this is for the purpose of us learning how to speak our voice. Okay.
No. Pause for a second.
Oh, yeah.
Notice,
yes.
First of all, this is so good. And you're so fucking amazing. How was that? Did you just enjoy that? Did you find
Yes, it was fun. It was so much fun. Like, it was so much fun.
And what's the first thing you said when you finished? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry you had to listen to me having fun. I apologize deeply that I just had imperfect fun in your presence.
Wow.
Like, that's crazy, Karen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not crazy. It's what you're taught, is what you've been taught. It's what we've been taught.
Right. I mean, here I am with a million empowerment tools. And still, it was like just a knee-jerk reaction. I didn't think about it. I just, as soon as I opened my eyes, I thought, oh God, now my podcast listeners are listening to this, right?
Right.
But you're right. I just apologize for having fun. So I would like a redo.
Yes, redo.
My redo is you're welcome for experiencing me in my pleasure.
Fuck yes. We can swear, right?
Oh yeah, girlfriend. Swear all you want. Absolutely.
Oh, you're welcome for witnessing my pleasure. And here's the great surprise about Rockstar Camp. I knew it would be fun. I knew it would be impactful. Everyone who's come, we've had about 40 women come through. This is a year old. This is a pretty new adventure. Most of them are pitchy, meaning their pitch is imperfect. Many of them they're not trained or gifted. They don't have perfect rhythm. And because of the tools we practice leading up to the concert, they just don't give a fuck. And they're so committed to their own pleasure and doing it in public. Okay, so imagine, I'm getting chills just thinking about it. Imagine if that were your frame of reference for life. And here's what happens that's so mind-blowing. The audience, the live audience in the room, is moved to tears.
Wow.
The audience writes emails, love letters, comments saying that was one of the most spiritual experiences of my life. That was like seeing greatness. You were touched by God. I can't believe I got to witness you in your power. You're the most courageous person I know. So it's like shattering this lie we've been taught that the only way we can be successful and the only way we can be famous and the only way we get to be the star is if we're the best and if we're perfect and if we're highly trained and if we're technical. That is so not important when it comes to leading and when it comes to inspiring and when it comes to having a really satisfying, just pleasurable experience of life.
Yes. Yeah. All the things that you mentioned, I'm listening to you and I'm thinking it's such bullshit what we've been told.
100%.
That we have to be perfect at it, that you have to get all A's at it, that you have to be the best one at it in order to lead. And leading is influencing others. And if me being brave enough to sing Wheels on the Bus in front of an audience inspires someone else to say, well, that allows me to be brave in whatever my thing is, right? Whether it could be dancing or writing or asking for the promotion or simply telling your hubby what you want in bed or wife what you want in bed, whatever it is. That is inspiration and that's leadership. Oh, this is This is beautiful. So I have to tell you, Megan, 40 women in 1 year.
I know.
You're so badass. That's huge.
Thank you. Yeah. I've been super committed. I've been, it's what happened after the first one. Like I said, the results were so much more impactful than I believed that they would be. Because these 10 women that came through the first camp, what's up, my OGs, this one's for you. They, were so brave. They signed up. They knew it was a pilot. But what was happening as I watched them, even in the week afterwards, they were walking differently in the world. They were acting differently in the world. They were making different requests. They were leaving jobs and writing books and getting engaged and starting businesses and doubling their rates because they were like, what am I thinking? I'm a rock star.
Yeah, I'm a rock star.
Not pretend.
Yes.
Not, people throw this word around a lot, like, yeah, rock star. Like, no, I've had people screaming for me on stage.
Right. I literally have performed. I've had a concert. I am a rock star.
I can prove it. I have the pictures to prove it.
Right.
It's in my body. It's in the cells of my body. I remember the spotlight. I remember the people screaming. And I swear I have to remember this next one to do a before and after picture because the person who steps on stage is different than the person who steps off stage.
Wow.
They've done the thing. They've survived it. And they've had fun. And they were celebrated for it.
Yes. That is how we should all be living life. Right. I mean, so first of all, Megan, thank you for creating an experience for women and men separately, but to have that, to be celebrated, to truly be a rock star, but to be celebrated, to speak their voice and be celebrated for it.
Yeah.
And you're giving me chills because I'm thinking, wouldn't this world be a much different place if we were celebrated for who we are, for being our biggest selves, whatever that means to you.
Yeah.
Rather than us trying to shrink and hide and become smaller.
Yeah.
To be loved.
Yeah. And that's where the sisterhood comes in. Because in sisterhood, if I did it one-on-one, that would be cool. But if you have 10 sisters saying, I need you to go take up more space. I need you to go out there and be wildly outrageous. I need you to go out there and be imperfect and have a good time anyway, because when you do it, it means I can do it.
Yes. Yeah.
And
I imagine that they say to each other, I love that. I need you to be this because it allows me to step up. Right. Which is something, as you were saying, you and I have been doing this dance now for a couple of years in this program. And I would look at Megan doing something like, oh, yeah, well, Megan freaking turns me on. She's doing something so awesome. She inspires me to now go be awesome. Right. Yeah. So it's like, and then it goes back and forth.
Yeah.
And I also imagine that in this group of 10, because this is what I see in my retreats and sisterhoods, women say to each other, what I just said to you, you're so awesome. I believe in you. And then we keep saying it to each other. That's all we do. And then that allows us to step on stage, whatever the stage is.
To be clear and to be truthful about the world in which we live, not every woman is turned on by another woman's radiance. Because we're trained not to be. We're trained to compete and we're trained to be jealous and we're trained to tear each other down.
Yes.
And not every man knows what to do with a turned on woman. But we practice specific tools that we continue to practice after the concert. The concert's just like a fun celebration. It's really an excuse to look at all these tools so that in the face of that, we don't crumble. Because we have our own sense of, oh, you might not get it. I'm sorry you don't get it, but I'm amazing.
I was thinking the other day about competition between women. I think about it a lot, actually, because I find myself getting jealous is really what I find myself, right? Yeah. And needing to be so conscious in the turnaround, like we were just talking about.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about how rock stars are at the Grammys.
Yeah.
Or how actors are, at the Academy Awards.
Yeah.
And each person literally sang a different song. I don't know how they feel inside. They might be jealous of who won the award.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, Mariah Carey is not going to sing Dolly Parton's song.
Correct.
Right. And so it's such a great example, right? Dolly can be Dolly, Mariah can be Mariah, and Beyonce can be Beyonce.
Yes.
And it's such a great example that that's really the microcosm of how we all could live. If we really realized, wait, each one of us is our own unique self, and just which rock star am I?
It's so good. And when it comes to the voice, exactly what you're saying, in our culture, American culture in particular, I notice, we really delineate who's a musician and who's not based on talent. Most other cultures do not do that. Like my family has a place in Mexico. When you go to Mexico and you're like, are you a musician? They look at you like you're crazy. Like, of course I'm a musician. Everyone's a musician.
Everyone, I didn't know that. Okay.
Everyone plays music. There's no, what do you mean a music? Like, do I get paid to make music? But here it's like, I'm either really gifted, so I get to play, or I'm not, I can't carry a tune, so I don't get to sing. I don't get to participate. That part of my life is shut down.
Right.
And if you understood that your voice was perfect, your voice is beautiful, your voice was made by, your voice is a miracle of anatomy, and has the power to, our voices have the power to create worlds, to create change. Yes. Our life and death is in the power of the tongue, like the fucking Bible says it. And so what I'm teaching them is to love their voice. Their voice.
I just feel like I put picture frames around things, and I loved, it's like, so I can remember them, and I want to like then put all those picture frames on the wall, right? That it's loving our own voice. And that if we could just recognize that the voice is a miracle, and that we were each given a voice to speak it. And we all know how it feels. I mean, I had something that I really felt like I needed to say to someone recently. It was a partner that I was doing a project with, and I was feeling afraid. What if she doesn't respond well? And then what happened is this lump in my throat.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And it was like, it was stuck there. Rather than realizing, wait, I was given a voice so I actually could have this connection with her. I mean, how I choose to speak it is up to me, but we are given a voice as a miracle.
Very, very powerful tool, right?
Yeah,
very,
you're so brilliant.
Powerful.
So here you are, and I know now you're doing another Rockstar Camp for Women coming up.
Yes.
Which is so cool. Coming up August to October, I think.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I assume anyone out there can find you. I mean, we have the show notes, but is that still open for women to join?
It's still open for women to join. At the listening of this podcast, that may not be true, but it's still available. And on the website, there's a button that says learn more and apply. And there's just a few quick questions so I can get a sense of where someone is at. And then we schedule a date to talk. I'm very discerning about who joins, not based on, and there's no audition required. I don't listen to people sing.
It's not how well you sing Wheels on the Bus.
I don't care if you can sing. I know you can sing.
Yeah. Right. It's not whether you sing it like Beyonce.
Right.
Right.
You'll sing it your way. Yeah. And then we just, talk about what would be possible. What would be possible if you felt in command of your voice, if you knew how to wield it with the elegant use of power to create your world, to enroll people, to inspire people, to be healthy in your expression of it. A damaged voice, a shut down voice, right? For those of you who are into energetic body, right? The throat chakra, the area of the throat, is where our expression lives. It's where our truth lives. And so a shut down and unhealthy throat chakra will lead to sometimes a quiet voice, literally quiet, lack of ability to communicate well, lack of clarity of purpose. It can actually affect your sense of timing. I recently read. So a healthy throat chakra opens up your world. It's where you're translating ideas to earth, right? What do you think about it? You write about it. What's the next thing you do? You start talking about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It is how we express ourselves, and we are here for expression.
Yeah.
Why else were we put on this earth if not to express what is inside of us, what our ideas are? And something that I'm really experiencing from you, Megan, is voice coming from our soul, coming from the depths of us, as opposed to, and then it's very strong and then it's very powerful.
Yes.
As opposed to the fear when you're coming from your mind chaotic fear place. And then it's like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I need to, and there's a groundedness that I'm hearing in your own voice. And I can hear that these women, anyone who goes to Rockstar Camp walks away with. Oh, I could talk to you forever. So, and we need to get to the Purpose Power Play Round.
We got to do the Purpose Power Play Round.
Yes. All right. So, Megan, you've listened to my podcast before.
Love it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I love asking my guests random questions because it's fun.
Love random questions. Because it's fun.
Because it's fun. So, whatever you answer is totally perfect, of course, and imperfect all at the same time. So, when you were a little girl, what did you want to be when you grew up?
A chiropractor.
A chiropractor. I don't think we've ever gotten that on the Purpose Girl podcast.
I remember making the poster in like 4th grade. You had to, doing the block letters. C-H. Oh my God, this is a long word.
Long word, hard to spell.
Yeah, I started seeing a chiropractor when I was really young for back issues, and I just thought it was the coolest job.
Oh. So, because I was going to ask you why, and it's what I'm hearing is that the chiropractor really helped you to be your.
I don't know. I've always been into bodies and body work and like how they work, and aren't they so interesting? I haven't thought about that in so long. I mean, I definitely had a fantasy in the backyard of like singing to a stadium full of people with my Walkman and Tina Turner in the Walkman, but practically it was going to be chiropractor.
Yeah. Which we could make a link between chiropractor and coaching people, because you're helping people to, stand straight, stand tall, express, speak their truth. I love it. Megan, the chiropractor Rockstar Camp, creative director and founder. Energetic chiropractor. I love it. All right. Question number 2. 5 years from now, what's one thing that you desire to have or be or do or feel in your life?
I desire to have a retreat house on one of the islands in Casco Bay of Maine, boat, so that I can take my rock stars on a boat and just sweep them away from the mainland to their own super luxe, gorgeous Maine. I mean, the coast of Maine where I live is just so stunningly beautiful. There's something about islands, man. I just, when the boat pulls away and you're just like in a separate space. That's just, it's a different culture. It's a different space. Yeah. And so everybody's got their own room, and we have a communal space, and we've got, a caterer, a chef taking care of us.
That sounds quite heavenly.
Yeah.
So
and then they all leave and I get to hang out at the house.
And you still have the island to yourself, girl. I have to tell you something so funny. I've been thinking of this entire episode, but I didn't know if I would say it. I used to have a boat. I lived in Cleveland, Ohio, and Cleveland is on the Great Lakes.
Yeah.
And so I bought a boat without knowing how to drive a boat, because I was like, well, I live on a lake, so I should have a boat. And do you know what I named my boat?
Tell me.
The Rockstar.
No!
Well, yes, because think of my last name. My last name, Rock Kind. People have been calling me the Rockstar. And when I started Purpose Girl, I had thought about my brand being around the word rockstar, and I wasn't quite making a connection. Be a rock star, what would that be? Right. But anyway, so I did have a boat named the Rockstar, and so I could lend you the name of that boat for your boat when you have that.
Thank you, Sister Goddess. I will take that as a sign, a very strong sign that it's on the way or something even better.
It is on the way or better. And you and I need to rock star it out on that boat and around the world. Yeah. So okay, last question.
Okay.
Other than your own books, which totally fabulous, links in the show notes, everybody. One book every woman should read.
Well, I would love to say Pussy because that's just an easy answer. But I'm looking at this book that I'm reading right now that I'm also going to recommend. So go read Pussy because you have to.
And I've recommended it.
And you've probably numerous times. So let's add another one. This one's really yummy. It's called Wild Mercy, Living the Fierce and Tender Wisdom of the Women Mystics. The author is Mirabai Starr. She's just like the most delicious writer. And she's talking about the feminine in spirituality and her her writing.
Delicious.
Her writing is
gosh.
Yeah.
Delicious. Wow.
Into it.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
I don't know. Get me started on books and I'll just go on and on.
Well, then I won't get you started. We just stopped. Okay. I said it was my last question, but I've got one tiny one in less than 30 seconds.
Yeah.
What is something that you want every woman to know?
Yeah, what's coming to mind is when you celebrate yourself, you become indestructible. When you celebrate yourself, not just accept, not just okay, when you fucking celebrate yourself.
Yes.
You alone. No one and nothing can destroy you.
Nailed it. I love that so much.
It's so true. It's
words
so
of
hard,
wisdom.
but it's so true.
It's so true. It's so true. I some other time I'll tell you my theory on self-love, and I'm with you. Self-celebration is at the top.
Yes.
Totally. All right, Megan, you are amazing. Everyone out there, please go check out Rockstar Camp. We have all of the links to Megan's Facebook, Instagram, website, rockstarcamp.live, her book downloads. You're going to want to check her out. She is incredible. Megan, thank you for being on the Purpose Girl podcast. I got so much out of this, including singing to the world, and you are incredible. And to all of you out there, thank you. Yeah. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Purpose Girl podcast. We hope you loved it. If you did, please go on over to Apple Podcasts, leave a 5-star review, one sentence about what you loved. Because when you leave a review, you are letting women all over the world know that this is a podcast that's going to change their life. And that's why we end up in number 2 in Hong Kong in self-help, number 4 in Chile in self-help, because of your reviews. Most important thing you can do is to tell every woman that you know about the Purpose Girl podcast. Let's get the whole world listening. Of course, if you haven't yet joined our Facebook group, go over to the Purpose Girls Facebook group and click to join. We'd love to have you in our growing community. If you haven't yet gotten your free Living on Purpose guide, go over to purposegirl.com. Follow me over on Instagram and Facebook and send me a note and tell me about you being a rock star in your life. This is how we change the world, one woman at a time. Starting with Megan, starting with me, and starting with you. With that, may you live purposefully. May you love yourself, and may you love life. Bye for now.